You're listening to a story on Use Brain Audio, where your intelligence is always respected. Enjoy. Blurb. In 12th grade, my parents cut off all living expenses and tried to force me to drop out. With nowhere else to go, I wiped my tears and stepped into an elite academy filled with heirs and heiresses. Thanks to my grades, the school waived my entire tuition, but I still needed money to live. After 2 weeks of going hungry, my clothes frayed and threadbare, I finally raised my head and asked the rich kids lounging in class, kids who'd never cared about studying, "Anyone want to hire someone to do your homework? One assignment, just $0.70. The room fell silent. Dozens of stunned eyes turned toward me, then the shouting began. 70 cents? Who do you think we are? 70 美元. Do mine first. 700, I'm going first. Name your price, tens of thousands of dollars if I must. Light up the sky. I'm taking the Hashone spot today. The day I was thrown out was the same day senior year began. My dad jabbed a finger at my face and snarled, "Girls your age are already bringing home a bride price. You just leech off us useless." My mom sighed. "If you don't marry, how will your brother ever have money to wed and carry on the family line?" Clutching my certificates, I fled the house to the sound of my father's voice behind me. "Let's see how you survive to college entrance exams without our roof." I knocked on door after door with my transcript and got cold replies. "Your grades aren't bad, but who can promise you won't slip in 12th grade? We can only waive your tuition." Still not enough. I went to a Nobles Academy, Saints Academy, a place for the ultra-rich who treated the national exam as a layover before going abroad. In the office, wearing my faded, frayed shirt, I spoke timidly. The dean looked me up and down, disdain clear. "You're sure you want to study here? Not afraid of being bullied?" I shook my head quickly. "Please, just let me study free. And maybe a tiny stipend. Really small. $42 a month. Or even $14. "Bring honor to our school," she finally said and nodded. I received an advanced scholarship of $1,400. Bowed, and left to the sound of her scoff behind me. $100 stipend? Ridiculous. When I entered the class, the chatter stopped. Every gaze landed on me. What is she even wearing? It's torn. It's LV's newest design. Battlefield chic, huh? Fabric sturdy, ripped this much and still holding. Must be flea market tough. "Oh, you saying I used to wear flea market clothes? Say that again and I'll have Dad pull his investment from your family's company." 2 young masters started brawling on the spot. Expressionless, I slipped past to my seat beside the trash can. Their whispers were nothing compared to my parents shouting. I only needed to keep studying and take the college exam as long as no one bullied me in class. At recess, a pretty girl bounced over, eyeing me curiously. "You're Grace Song, right? Why are your clothes ripped? Didn't you like this year's haute couture?" "I don't buy new. I can't afford it." "How can you not? Did your parents cut your allowance? You still have a trust fund." "What's a trust fund?" She, Emily Tan, propped her chin. "Then how do you get to school?" "Walk. I get up really early." "Why not have the driver take you?" "We don't have a driver. Or a car." "Oh, then take a motorcycle." "No motorcycle either." "Oh, I get it. You only like helicopters. And yours was down this morning." I covered my head with a book. Explaining was useless. 2 weeks in, I was almost invisible, always in my corner, grinding problem sets. Teachers started to see me differently. I was the only one who actually studied. I listened, raised my hand, rescued teachers from the dead silence. But hunger made it hard to focus. Tuition was free, but housing wasn't. The dean refused me a dorm, said my background was too low, and the heirs would protest. I rented a tiny loft off campus. The rent was brutal. After begging, the landlord let me prepay 6 months. My $1,400 scholarship evaporated to $70 left. In crowded Shanghai, that last $70 became utilities. I had nothing else. With my current scores, Harvard University or Oxford were still out of reach, and I didn't dare ask the dean for more aid. Hardships slashed my study time. No matter how I tried, my 11th grade final had only reached the cutoff for a top university. I wasn't some romance heroine who aces Harvard divided by Oxford while flirting her way through life. My stomach had been empty over 8 hours. That morning I'd eaten a scrap of steak fished from the school trash and half a leftover tuna sandwich, tasty, but too little. I looked at classmates planning golf and beach parties, bit my wrist for courage, and asked, "Does anyone need help with homework?" One assignment, $0.70. I'd never seen them do their own work. Each time, teachers assigned something, only I wrote it down and took it back to my stifling room to finish. The bragging stopped. Everyone stared like I was an alien. Emily gasped. "Class rep? You still do homework?" The faculty had praised me so much that I'd been elected class rep with all the classroom chores dumped on me. "I'm fast and accurate," I murmured. "If you need a helper, consider me. I don't charge much, $0.70 per assignment. Buy 5, get 1 free. Price is negotiable." Faces went slack, then erupted. 70 cents? Who do you think we are? $70 do mine first, so Dad sees I love learning. 700 I'm first. Tens of thousands of dollars I'm not short on cash. Light up the sky. I'll see who dares fight me for Hasson today. Chaos. It sounded like I was offering an imperial calligraphy, not homework. I waved both hands. Just $0.70. Line up first. Come. First. Served. It's only math divided by physics divided by chemistry. I'm quick. Business has to be sustainable. Rivers fill drip by drip. I kept prices low. If parents found out, I'd be done. Back in 10th grade, I once rushed an order for $0.84. A parent found the receipt and cursed me out at my doorstep. Emily snagged the first slot, happily transferring $2.80. My ancient phone took a while to show the deposit. When it did, my face lit up. "Don't worry, Miss Tan. I'll deliver perfect work tonight." That day, I earned $14 for 5 orders, writing till 1 a.m. I never overbooked quality first. Next day after school, another $14 hit my account. I was slinging on a Chanel backpack rescued from a trash can when the richest, meanest heiress in class, Olivia King, blocked my path, diamonds glittering on her nails. "Drag her to the restroom." Even the restrooms at Saints Academy shone brighter than my attic room. My back went cold. It was after hours. No one else was around. Was she going to bully me? I'd kept my head down since arriving. I'd even praised her every time she flaunted something. I'd finished her homework last night, charged only $0.70. Her fiancé, Andrew Trenton, was in our class. The only thing I'd ever said to him was, "Hi, Andrew. Olivia says she's waiting so you can go yachting." I couldn't think what I'd done wrong. Her 2 friends pinned my arms. If I had no choice, I thought, I'd drink tap water and beg until she calmed down, anything to keep studying at this school. Olivia coolly dialed a number, nails tapping the screen. "Know what to say and what not to say," a stern male voice answered. "Olivia, what's going on?" She sang, "I did my assignment myself last night. Ask our class rep if you don't believe me. I'm working hard to get into Harvard University or Oxford with a perfect score." She shoved the phone at me with a threatening look. I swallowed. "Hello, sir. I'm Grace Song, the class rep." "Yes, she did it herself." "Really? When?" My brain spun. She'd been at sea last night. No witnesses. "After school, sir, she stayed to study." Olivia nodded, satisfied. "Hear that? I did it." "My good girl." The man laughed. "Starting to focus. I'll raise your allowance by $140,000 next month." She hung up, smirking. "From now on, you'll do my homework every day. I'll make sure you're not shortchanged. Cross me, and you won't be able to eat or run." I bobbed my head like a pecking chick. They released me. She clacked away on 8-centimeter heels. I scooped up my bag with shaking hands and hurried home, dusk already falling. 2 silhouettes waited at my old building. My father and an uncle. My father ripped off my backpack and slapped me so hard I flew nearly 2 meters. "You ran 100 kilometers just to secretly study? I fed you all these years and you never brought a cent home. I've already taken a bride price of $53,200. You're coming home to get engaged, whether you like it or not." A beat-up van idled nearby, windows blacked out. "Get her in the car," he ordered. Several relatives jumped out. We weren't destitute, but my father hated that I insisted on school, especially after my brother failed his high school entrance exam and Dad emptied the family savings to shove him into a private school. He was determined to make me quit. I knew no one here except classmates. As they closed in, I grabbed the new phone Olivia had tossed me as a reward for obeying. I opened our class group chat. Everyone was chattering about yachts and horses and sent a voice note, my words breaking with tears. I'm Grace Song. My father is forcing me to drop out and get engaged. My phone has location on. Please, help me. The van sped onto the highway. Despair choked me. I'd known these heirs for less than a month. Why would they help? One more year and I could sit the college exam. If I dropped out now, everything would be ruined. The city lights thinned. We headed into nowhere. I eyed the door, calculating my odds of jumping. Then a supercar roared past, no muffler, the engine thunder shaking the van. "Careful!" my father yelled to the driver. "That's a Lamborghini, scratch it, and we're ruined!" More supercars screamed by then, abruptly slowed, fanned out, and boxed us in, forcing the van to a service stop. A line of luxury SUVs pulled up behind. Doors opened, and familiar faces stepped out. "What do you want?" my father blustered. Emily slid from the passenger seat of a Lamborghini, her usual sweetness gone cold. "If not for you, Grace would be doing my homework right now," she hissed. "My mom praised me all day. And you're taking her?" Andrew leaned on a Maybach, lighting a cigarette. "I finally got a slot with our class rep tonight. No one is taking her anywhere." He glanced skyward and softened. "My girlfriend's here." A helicopter thumped down. Olivia strode out with 3 bodyguards, yanked me behind her, and sliced my father with a look that made my uncle's knees buckle. "Who do you think you are?" She snapped and slapped him hard, diamond nails leaving bloody trails. "Took me forever to find a small-town girl to show off in front of, and you dare take her away?" Her guards pummeled my father while she soothed me. If I'd known that van was so slow, I'd have chased sooner. Permit delays cost us an hour. You're safe now. Just keep doing our homework. We'll handle the rest. I nodded, eyes stinging. That night, I returned to my attic in Shanghai and neatly finished 5 orders. The next morning, I bowed to the class. "Thank you for letting me keep studying." The room went silent, then designer handbags and clothes rained into the trash can behind me. Some didn't even stand. They just tossed items toward me. I folded everything carefully into a tough burlap sack. Emily arrived late with several used handbags. Olivia jerked her chin. "Throw them in the trash. She'll sort it." My eyes shone. I nudged the bin into full view. After class, I packed LV and Prada bags, Armani clothes, sealed perfumes, and brands I couldn't even pronounce, hauling home a sack bulging with loot to resell online. Then Olivia shoved me into a car and stopped at a riverside complex where each apartment cost tens of millions of dollars. "What are we doing here?" I asked, hugging my sack. Olivia tossed me keys. #702. Your new place. Move in tonight. If you live closer, you'll write more assignments. Take 2 extra orders for my friends, too. My old rental was over 20 kilometers away. I spent 2 hours daily scavenging and biking. With a nearby home, I could take at least 10 orders a day. The apartment's luxury made me balk. "This is too expensive." She waved it off. "My family owns the whole building." I moved in. I took 10 orders a day, handled every class chore, fetched packages for $14, delivered drinks for $14, $100, ate discarded imported seafood, and sold everyone's cast-offs. I was stockpiling for college expenses. Yet every time I left the gate, I felt eyes on my back, hot, angry, unhidden, but when I turned, no one was there. 4 months after transferring, our first-term finals ended. My scores finally scraped the Harvard, divided by Oxford threshold. Hugging my report card, I headed out and a woman hurled herself at my legs, wailing, "My mother." She accused me of being a rich man's mistress, living in a mansion, abandoning my family. Students gathered, whispering. She got louder, putting on her lifelong show of tears and shrieks, until a girl pulled up a pinned post from the school forum. A video of me, hunched over the campus trash, collecting bottles and unfinished lunchboxes, eating half a sandwich, and humming as I moved on. Giggles rippled through the crowd. Mistress? She's scavenging. My mother's face went gray. Olivia arrived with bodyguards and slapped her. Who's going to sign my reimbursement for school fees if you drag her away? Guards hauled my mother out. Olivia tipped up my chin. Class rep, do you know next term's miscellaneous fees? I nodded soberly. $280,000. My stash from resales had grown. The treasury of a little squirrel. My classmates circled, whispering, then phoned their parents in unison. Mom divided by Dad, the cost of living went up, ask our class rep. She's aiming for Harvard divided by Oxford. Olivia flashed me a quick hand sign. Handsets thrust toward me. I swallowed. Hello, everyone. The fee this term is $280,000. A minor GDP goal for one small class. The flexing hit a new peak. Senior year blazed by. On our third mock exam, my base score hit 705. Harvard divided by Oxford no longer felt impossible. The school tightened security. My parents stopped making scenes, perhaps, also because Olivia sent people to discuss things at their house. Peace lasted until I walked out of the final college exam. June's heat peaked. Results day came, and my score was hidden by the system. Back at school, I stood on stage. The soon-to-depart heirs chattered. Class rep is insane early on, she was only at top university cutoff. The real exam turned out way higher. Told you she could make Harvard divided by Oxford. I'm off to the UK next month. My family's sending me to Germany. For once, the class rep gets to stay in the country. For the first time, admiration landed on me. Olivia arched a brow. Not bad. You qualify for the King Group. After college, come work for us. I wept into the mic and bowed to class 12. A 1. Then a voice cut through. Grace Song is my sister. The scholarship from Harvard divided by Oxford should have been mine. My brother Kevin Song had slipped past security, eyes crawling over my friend's designer clothes before he pointed at me. Harvard divided by Oxford scholarships are at least $70,000. I'm the sole heir. That money is mine. If you won't marry for a bride price, give me the scholarship. Security dragged him away. I pulled out a household registration booklet with only my name. Kevin, I'm an adult. My registration is separate. I no longer belong to the Song family. The courtyard erupted in applause, Olivia leading, for once nodding at me in approval. Summer. The season of partings. We promised to reunite in Shanghai 4 years later. Epilogue 1. Half a year after graduation, our class finally set a reunion date. I drove hundreds of kilometers to the hotel. Outside, I ran into my parents, older, shivering in thin coats, handing out flyers. My father's eyes lit on my clothes, then my car. You've done well. Your mother and I finally have hope. I smiled coolly. You can ask me for support when you turn 60 10 years from now. By law, I'll send a few $100s monthly, I added. But your beloved son Kevin will surely give more, won't he? Right then, a heavier Kevin grabbed my father's collar, yelling about money for internet cafes. He blamed them for everything, and demanded they support him for life. He spotted me and squinted. Sis, you're rich now, right? You must know plenty of heirs from Saints Academy. Set me up with a rich girlfriend? I walked past him into the hotel. Security stopped them at the door. Inside, my classmates cheered. Class rep! Heard you joined the King Group, you're thriving. Olivia burst in, furious. My dad overseas just sprouted 3 secret kids. She slammed the table. I'm flying out tonight. I won't come back until I strip them of everything. I need someone I trust to help someone who owes me nothing and fears nobody. I thought of the 3 faces lurking outside, dreaming of buying houses with my money. I leaned to Olivia's ear. Take me. Her eyes brightened. It could be years. I grinned. Born a draft horse. Besides, my college life was funded by all the designer recycling you tossed me. Time to repay. She hugged me. After the party, I sent my car to the King estate and climbed into Olivia's. As we rolled past the hotel gates, I saw my parents and Kevin still peering in, whispering plans for what they'd buy once they squeezed money out of me. I looked away and said, Give me the dossiers on those 3. I can't wait to help you take everything back. Thank you for listening. I treasure your comments and thoughts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. See you in the next story on UseBrain Audio.